Hi Martin, welcome to episode 121 of Illuminating Rounds. We're back.
We are indeed.
I can talk.
Yeah.
You're here.
Yeah.
How have you been?
So I've been absolutely fine, and it's been really nice to think that the wonderful thing that surgeon did for the world to give us like sort of 4 days without you being able to talk.
Jeez, honestly, so I had jaw surgery. It shouldn't have been jaw surgery. It was just a tooth. Basically, all it was, I had a wisdom tooth that never came out of the gum and was pointing towards the other teeth. And I had toothache in January for a couple of weeks. That's all it was. Went to the dentist as you do. Say, I've got a bit of a toothache in my gum, and they gave me an X-ray and they said, it'll have to come out. You've got to go to hospital for this. So they said to me that the next date that they would have would be December so it would be a 10-month wait for this tooth to come out. So I was like, okay, well, I'll probably go private. And so I went private, had a MRI. Funnily enough, they said exactly the same thing, just they could see the tooth in all its 3D glory, that it was underneath the gum, sitting on the nerve, fused to the bone. So they got me in, and it took until October, even private, to go to get it sorted out. And when I got in, they were a bit worried about breaking the jaw. This was the whole thing was he wasn't sure if the jaw was going to break because it's fused to the bone and they're going to be getting the tooth out. And so anyway, so I had to have 2 operations, one to fix a broken jaw, even though the jaw wasn't broken, and one for the tooth extraction. So anyway, so I went in, I was knocked out for two hours. I was under general anesthetic. But as part of the operation, when he turned up to start with, he said, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to drill from the outside of your cheek inwards. We're going to open up the gum. We're going to put the plate in. We're going to screw the plate in first. Now, the plate is like you look at these things online, they're like bicycle chains. They're like a link of a bicycle chain. It's like a big fat thing that goes here. And then we'll come this side and we'll get the tooth out, and fingers crossed the bone won't break, and it should all be okay. So anyway, a little bit nervous about all that, but what can you do? He says, it's a week's recovery, you'll be okay. And then the anesthetic works really well, by the way. Just you're laying there. 1 minute you're laying there in the bed, and the next minute, I didn't even shut my eyes. I think I was just out, and they must have shut my eyes like a dead person, because I don't even remember feeling tired. And then literally, all I remember was talking about the countries I'd been to this year on holiday, and then them tapping me on the shoulder and saying, okay, it's all done, well done. I was like, okay. But of course, your mouth is now all like completely out here, and there's this big tea bag full of blood they're pulling out of oh my goodness, it's all just... Anyway, the upshot was for about 2 weeks I was struggling to eat. I've still got a stitch in here and through the jaw and through the gum that's kind of tied to the cheek somehow, which I'm not sure should still be there, but
fabulous.
I'm no medical expert, but it's been and of course I've had a cough and a cold at the same time, so it's all been a bit grisly, but anyway,
you're back.
I am back, so thank you for your patience and apologies. We haven't been around for a bit. You're busy as always, I know. Anyway, you've always got stuff going on.
I've been so busy, just so nothing. I mean, if you try and tell me what I've been doing, I can't really tell you, but I'm always in a rush and I can't get everything done I need to get done in the day.
It's funny. It's funny. Yeah.
Madness. Yeah. Mind you, I mean, I think I spend quite a lot of time like not doing anything, but that is on my list of things I want to get done that day.
Yes.
Right,
well, you're doing it. You're doing a good job of it, and we managed to play. We managed to play a game from the new Hazardous Movement Firestarter pack, number 5, Firestarter. The Hazardous Movement guys we spoke to before. These are well presented, nice, generally tournament-sized scenarios. There's usually a little bit to them. They're not deadly straightforward. They're quite there's some nuance to them all, I think. Always very nicely presented, nice full colour things. And this pack, in the Firestarter pack, also has a pretty special double wide board, which is pretty good.
And this is the first time Hazardous Movement have done this. Is that right?
That's right. That's right. So they come. It's a little bit like it's a cross between like an action pack and like a very mini Schwerpunk, because they have like little kind of bits of text about each scenario to give you some hints about what you can expect, or perhaps some key rules that you shouldn't forget. So that makes things quite nice. And these ones focus city fighting. These are Hungarians, Russian Hungarians. But there's some Japanese, Australian bits and pieces here as well. There's some Polish ones, and we generally have a good time with these, don't we? The Hasmo stuff are always good fun. Yeah. Chuck was keen to tell us that these maps, they don't want to just use for one or two scenarios. So, for example, this map will be used in the next pack as well. So, I guess there's a way of making you buy both packs, but there's nothing wrong with that, I suppose. And I can't go without saying the irony of the Firestarter SSRs, because of course, what is SSR 1 of all the Firestarter scenarios?
Oh, so you're not allowed to start fires.
Yeah, kindling is not applicable. Oh, guys, you could have done so much more with that. But I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not sure I would buy a pack if it was all focused around fire starting.
Fair. It's fair. It was like that scenario we played a few months ago, which was a big focus on that.
Yes.
I suppose if we brought out a pack, would we have illuminating rounds featured in every scenario?
Yeah, it's true. We shouldn't do that. That's right. And I'll put up a quick image of one of the ones that they're playtesting for the next pack, just to show you the kind of counter intensity that you might expect from some of these scenarios, and the level of so it's quite an impressive scenario.
To be fair, that's typical of sort of city fights, isn't it? That you do tend to get that kind of a bit of density, and it looks more dense perhaps in that photograph than it is, because obviously you've got the vassal things opened up.
Yeah,
but yeah, it looks intense.
Yes. So we played an even chance, which is, I think, scenario number 1 in the pack. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Was it 10 scenarios in the pack? There are each scenario is probably about 5 hours, something like that. There's one quite large one, Slavic Brotherhood, and that scenario has 28 infantry squads against 20, with 6 tanks on one side and a couple on the other. So, reasonably big on 3 deluxe boards. So that's quite an interesting scenario. But as with always, I think it's given us some other scenarios to play, and we've given something else to look at, and they're very good. So we'll have a look at the even chance that we played. So let's take a look at the scenario. It's an interesting one in terms of the setup and the kind of the style of the scenario. So we start very, very close to each other. I am the Russians under no move counters all the way through the line. Do you want to talk about? Do you remember the victory conditions, Martin, on this one?
Yeah, I absolutely do. Yeah. Just to say slightly at a tangent to the victory conditions, this is the second game that I've played in the last month or so that uses no move counters and is not a knight scenario.
Right. Okay.
And I think those are the only 2 times that's happened to me in my ASL career. Anyway, the victory conditions are that the Hungarians win at game end by controlling greater than or equal to 3 multi-hex buildings.
Yeah. So there's the multi-hex buildings we can see. How I have set up, I've got. So should we talk about the forces as well? What you've got and what I've got?
Yes, certainly. Do you want to go first?
Okay, yeah, sure. So in terms of, I'll get the card.
I can tell you what you've got. I've got it in front of me. Okay. So the Russians defending have an 8-1 and 8-0 leader. They have 10 squads in total, a variety: 4.58s, 4.47s, 5.27s, 4 light machine guns, but they are all under no move counters. You can see them set up there under them. They have reinforcements that come in on the south edge on turn 3, which includes another 2.5 squads and a tank.
Yeah.
They also have, I believe, an observer, OBA, don't they?
That's right. Yeah, observer,
yeah.
level 2 on the.
Yeah. Which we can see set up there anyway. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So you get to set up effectively about 2 hexes away from me.
Yes. Yeah.
So obviously it lends itself to the assault move and advance into close combat.
Yeah.
Which means you're going to get a lot of ambushes. Are you stealthy? I can't remember if you're stealthy.
I think I am stealthy.
Yeah.
It was a while ago we played now, isn't it?
Yeah. I think you.
Okay, yeah. So the assault engineers, the 537s, and all of them. So I have 10 537s. They're all stealthy, and they're assault engineers, and they're fanatical, and they have an underscored morale factor. The 2 tanks that the Hungarians get at the start can start in motion, and I knew that. And I placed them where I wanted them, and then did the infantry, and then never went back to set them up in motion.
Yeah.
So that comes into the game a little bit.
And of course, had I had seen that, I think I would have obviously let you do that in motion.
Sure. The thing is, it's in some way. At first, I thought, well, look, this is going to be quite easy, as you say. I can assault and advance, into close combat with you. It's a little bit more complex than it seems because. I've got to try to remove your concealment as well.
Yeah.
At the same time, trying not to be seen by the units that are still under no move counters.
That's right. Yeah.
So it's actually a little bit more difficult than I initially thought it was. Yeah.
Yeah. All right then. Well, let's see how it goes. My setup was quite heavy in the factory. I thought then these guys would be able to come across. The no moves get removed, I think, at the end of turn 3.
Turn 3, when your reinforcements come on the south.
At the start of my turn.
And so my theory was try not to activate the guys in the factory, because there's more than enough buildings to capture, and those guys are not coming into the game until halfway through. That was the idea.
Okay.
All right. Shall I start?
Yeah, go for it.
We go. Okay. So here we go. So I think we might have had some trouble with versions. So this is a guy going in, I think, to try to...
he did the demo charge. Yeah, he tried to throw the demo charge in to start with. And of course, my first roll is a double 1.
Yeah. So, And so, of course, we got... that's right, you killed me, didn't you? So, of course, now there's residual in the hex. It's not as straightforward as you might think.
Yeah.
Okay.
And another double 1 as well.
Another
double 1.
Two half squads down.
Yeah.
I haven't lost the DCs because I got all the other guys behind, but nonetheless.
Yeah.
Okay. And we're already in the advanced phase, jumping into close combat, and of course concealed with that big stack on the right, which felt quite good. I won one of the. Did I win the one of the close combats?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other one's unresolved, isn't it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so it's an okay start, wasn't it? It was okay.
I thought that was an okay start. I don't know why I didn't move my tanks. I'm pressing the wrong button here. Okay. Oh, how did I get broken? Oh, I got broken from people firing from the other side, I think. But anyway, I've got leaders, so it's not a desperate problem having a couple of broken units.
Oh, yeah, then you have your double 6 to start.
Yes, a double 6 to start with one tank. It's just like, really?
Yeah, because my turn basically had nothing to do, was it? I had nothing on my turn. I pulled one guy.
Yeah.
One guy might come back a little bit, and that was it.
Exactly. Yeah, I can't remember what I was thinking with this tank because he's very, very vulnerable. He's open topped. I don't know what I was thinking, but I think the idea was that you'd be encircled and be able to. And of course, I don't think it's stone buildings. The victory conditions are multi-hex buildings, so the wooden building at the side there would be fine to capture. So this must be so I do actually break those guys. So I'm thinking, that's a result.
And you can see him now from the immobilized guy as well. This guy is
which is also kind of helpful. Yeah. Keep them broken.
And it's looking good for you, isn't it? It's looking good.
It's not looking too bad. I've even got a little defence for that building on the right, sort of thing. There's two medium machine gun. There's one medium, one light machine gun in that building under concealment counters. So I'm kind of thinking, well, that's quite good news. But it's quite difficult capturing some of these buildings. Having said that, I am capturing them, aren't I? So I can't complain too much. But your reinforcements already coming on. Yeah.
Yeah, I get now. Okay, so this is where I get a little bit lucky here. So the spotting round comes down in a decent place. It's pretty much the only place I can see as well. It's quite hard to see very many places.
And it's accurate, isn't it? I think that's the kind of key thing. Really
now we had a question here, didn't we? Because you don't draw a card for this one because it's available, but if you because you only get one mission. But if I have to draw another red card, for example, or another card or a chip because I don't know of any known enemy units in that area.
Yeah.
But there's no cards to draw. I have no deck to draw. So we're assuming that I don't have to draw that.
That's how we played it, and that seems to make sense.
Yeah.
In this situation. So there's no chance of a red card.
Yeah.
So it's you've got your spotting round in place, and it's nicely placed. Yeah. Then of course the tanks start causing
that's the flamethrowing. That's the flamethrowing tank, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Exactly. And I don't know that I've got an answer to it really. It's obviously there's the potential for close combat, but it's nasty.
Yeah.
And the melee on the left, I keep not winning.
Yes.
Which is quite annoying.
Yep. Yeah, my guys rally on a 1-1 with the.
And
that's important. This is the rule I learned the other day about. It has to be a battle hardened or a. What's the other one? There's one other, but it can't just be a hero generation, for example, that will get you rallied.
Right, I see.
It's got to be a battle hardened, but it was.
It's the battle hardened thing, which also rallies you, you're piling into close combat. I seem to remember something going well. I think I finally win that close combat.
Yes.
But only just in time because you got your whole stack next door to me now.
Yep. You do well on the close combat in.
Yes.
What's that? S8 next to the tank.
Yes, that's right. We do well in there, and we break a load of stuff in U9.
Yes,
which kind of heartens me a little bit because I was feeling a bit down.
Yeah.
You stun my tank, my cheeky tank.
Yeah.
Who's that disrupted? Is that my guys?
Yeah, your guy.
Yeah. Now you've got a big counter.
This was the OBA was doing a lot of damage there.
Yeah, big counter attack on the right, which was disheartening. I'm pinned, so I can't advance in for the kill on that sort of left-hand side. OBA being very destructive.
Yes, yeah.
I think I'm very close to being ready to resign. In fact, where are we? Yeah, of course, this is my rally point. Is no longer secure. You're recapturing buildings. I haven't actually got much left. Kind of like collapses very, very quickly.
Yeah, we destroyed a tank.
He destroyed the tank, yeah. And at that point, I resigned. Yeah. It was my best game, but there was a moment where I could have won that.
Yeah.
It wasn't my best ever game. It wasn't brilliantly planned from the beginning, but it did seesaw quite a bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's kind of one of those games where it focused on I think you have to optimize your close combats. This is all about getting, how do you? It's almost like a good training scenario, if you like, for how to, what are you going to do? Is it 2-to-1s you're going to go for? Or are you going to go for the demo charge first? And you were unlucky with the demo charges. I definitely got some luck in those. And the tank battle is quite interesting in that, I do have that ridiculously good flamethrowing tank. That I think only fired, was it 1 or 2 shots, I think, before it. But it's enough, does enough. It always, that first shot's always going to be good enough. So it was quite fun. Straight to the point, wasn't it? It was. It's a scenario that I think we've seen in the past, scenarios that you would have started almost on the board edge. And I would have started 5 hexes behind you, if you like, and I would have slowly withdrawn. And then we would have ended up with this, like in the last 2 turns. And what this scenario kind of does is just boils all that action down, because often it's a little bit of a charade, isn't it? The first few turns of a scenario where, generally you're pushing hard. Have I managed to slow you down at all? No. Okay, now you've come back down again. And then the meat of the scenario really takes place in the last 2-3 turns.
And this is designed to be meat from the get-go, isn't it, really? And that's quite a clever design feature.
Exactly.
I quite enjoy the sort of the opening turns of a more normal game. But this is a nice change on that.
Exactly. We played a scenario, I don't know if you remember it, where it was I think it was me and you, it might be me and John O'Reilly, where it was all close combat. I think it was a Spanish Civil War one, and it was all knife fights in a phone box. I think is how you described it before. But it was that kind of scenario where it was just everything was just close combat from the start. There was often Spanish Civil War scenarios, you have quite low firepower, so the close combat's how you kind of get stuff done in a way. But anyway, good stuff, good fun, and we had good.
And it's certainly not low firepower. I mean, there was I've certainly had a couple of negative modifiers. I mean, so getting the ambushes actually was reasonably easy. The problem with because it was stealthy, potentially -2 for concealed and potentially -1 leader. The problem is that the ambush only gives you -1, doesn't it? It's only a -1 on the dice roll. You got all these modifiers to get the ambush, but then it only turns into 1.
I think if you accept that this game is going to be a little bit dicey, obviously it's close combat all the way through. And you've got some fairly brittle tanks in there, but it was good fun.
So I mean, you need time, I think, to think it through a little bit.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Okay, well, next up, we've got the final part of Tim and Phil's Caves scenario.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so let's get those guys going and take it away, Phil and Tim.
Hi, everyone. It's Phil here, back with our final part of the Cave Focus playthrough of the first scenario from Bitterest Day. Some apologies at the beginning. We somehow managed to miss recording the first part of the first turn of this replay, so we cover it in the commentary. What we've missed wasn't anything major, I don't think, just some stuff in the rally phase and maybe a little bit of prep. Other than that, the full capture is there, so I hope it's useful, I hope you enjoy it, and I'll come back at the end just to finish off and wrap up the series. Cheers.
No, it's turn 4, my turn.
Right, okay. So we resume at this point. Turn 4, your turn.
Yeah, rally phase. And this has gone past the prep fire phase. So we did miss a little bit.
Yeah, we missed some stuff. I don't think a lot happened though, did it?
Nothing happened. My guy's still broken, but not DM now. I recovered the flamethrower with the 348 that came up dead, and I fired white phosphorus in front of your cave here
with this tank.
Yeah.
Yep.
The mortars gained a couple of acquisitions on that hex.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
So, cracking on. I move a 348 down to bump.
To bounce me, yeah.
Bounce conceal guys, which they do. I believe there's some. I passed the morale check.
Yeah.
So damage charge is operably placed.
Yep.
Finals me. We have some more movement. Flamethrower. And the half squad messing around. Basically, the flamethrower moves up to there to get a shot on those guys. Over on Sugarloaf Mountain, we move up the hill. And we're on to defensive. Which basically not a lot happens. It's ineffective fire, isn't it? Pretty much.
DM some people. I don't think anything else happens really, no.
No, it's just some shots backwards and forwards.
We get the mortar acquisition. Don't do anything.
Advancing far phase.
So the DC goes off.
Off.
It stripes me basically, doesn't it?
Yeah, advancing fire. And some rubber shots. I X out my flamethrower on a long range shot.
Yep, so you lose the flamethrower at that point.
It's a flamethrower. My 9-1 is advancing up here.
Yep.
It's just some ineffective shooting each other. Advances up the hill, the 9-1. The rest of my guys are advancing up onto Sugarloaf Hill. And the Americans are getting set up, basically, aren't they?
Yes, because at this point I haven't got any effect, because of that white phosphorus there, I haven't got any effective shots from the light machine gun guy up to here.
My guys up on wherever it is, Hill 1, are also in good positions. I've advanced into close combat, the Stripe squad.
Yeah, with 2 half squads, yeah.
With 2 half squads. Who end up in melee.
Yeah.
You X out the gun. We're now on rally phase.
Yeah, my turn, yeah. Break the gun.
Break the gun. Lose some DMs. There's some ineffective firing.
Right, this was important to me, the game, but it was a big mistake on my part. So I fired smoke, I think it was the last smoke shot I had from that mortar onto the tank. And the reason was because I still had a hit half squad with a DC in here. And I miscalculated on my sequencing, and I guess we'll talk about that a bit later. But this was probably one of the biggest mistakes I made in play, I think. I prep fire at him and break the 9-1, pin the squad.
You pin the squad on the leader lost task check.
Yes. Yes.
Which is something I'm pretty sure we forget to do quite a lot of the time.
Yes, that's a good point. Leader lost task check because the leader broke, and he's got 9 morale, forcing a task check. Yeah. Okay.
DM those guys with a shot from somewhere.
Yeah.
Can't affect him through all that smoke.
No, I try, I think, don't I? Yeah. Because it's the only shot I've got, really. But I don't get a hit.
No.
Right, from there I shoot into the melee from that cave. I think I shoot into the melee there. And yeah, I get a 3 on an 8 shot. And you break. Yeah, so I do ELR at that point, so I'm replaced, but I'm still good order, which makes a difference, I guess. I try and push the crew forward to do something useful. So the mortar fires at me.
Factual. That's fine.
Tank fires.
Oh, that was a machine gun shot.
AA machine gun, I think, yeah.
AA machine gun.
And then you kill him with a subsequent.
From somewhere. Now I break the main armament, don't I?
Yep.
on my immobilised tank.
So your immobilised tank, it's got no smoke, no white phosphorus, and it's broken main gun, but...
Yeah. It's got a machine gun, so man.
It has.
Route phase. Run away, 9-1.
Yeah, so the 9-1 withdraws at that point, up the hill.
And then I think it'd be a better idea to withdraw up there.
Yeah.
Scan. Sorting out stacks.
Yeah, so at that point I abandon the mortar in the trench and I go into close combat against the 768 with the medium here.
Oh yeah.
Because he's pinned and I figure it's my best opportunity to kill him. I move the medium machine gun into the cave here because I'm worried about the demo charge up there, and I push another squad out into the trench because I'm now at this point forced to try and defend all three of these positions, because I don't think you're going to destroy 3 caves, but you are potentially going to be able to knock out at least one, and then you can take the trenches.
Out comes the...
Right, yeah. So at this point, I made a big mistake. So I had smoked this. So what I should have done is I should have either declared a DC hero attack in my movement phase and given it to him to charge the tank. But I miscalculated because I thought, okay, what I can do is I can move into there. Chances are I'll ambush him because I'm concealed. I'll try and make an anti-tank, a tank hunter hero, and go for an anti-tank magnetic mine. The problem is, in the close combat phase, you can only make it if you're the defender. So it was a big mistake. My sequencing went all wrong here. So at that point, I think we go into... So that's the advanced phase. I shouldn't have lost concealment. No, I didn't lose concealment. All right, carry on.
Counts close combat phase.
Right, so the close combat phase, over there, because you're broken and have to withdraw, I think I've got like a 10 to kill all of you, right?
Yeah, so because I'm broken and have to withdraw, what happens is you die.
Yeah, I kill you on the way out. So it's cost me some manpower, but I've actually killed a squad over there. Yeah. But we worked out that I couldn't make a tank hunter hero here. So we did play it correctly. Yeah. I think I made the attack. I get the ambush, obviously, I think. But I don't roll well enough to kill you. The one down south, I think we kill each other because I declare hand to hand, right?
Yeah, it's mutual destruction.
So mutual destruction, which is actually okay for you, really.
Yeah, that's fine. Without it, just eliminated that sudden attack.
Whereas for me, if I'd killed you and survived, that would have made it much easier to try and defend the 2 trenches. But I figured I had to kill you there because otherwise you were next to me with a medium machine gun. So it's just like 20 firepower attack. You're just going to blast me out of the trenches eventually. Okay.
So we ended up in melee, the tank and the half squad.
Yeah, because I didn't affect you and you were stopped. So melee developed. So you got some rally on the hill.
Yeah. I think I get somebody back, don't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get a squad back.
Yeah, you get the squad back.
You might have already been there.
Oh, you reform a squad on the hill under the 8-0.
Yeah.
In your turn, which you're allowed to do.
So I'm allowed to on this occasion. I think I'll try and repair something on the... I'll try and repair main armament, fail.
Yeah.
Flip smoke, other smoke disappears. Prep the mortar to no effect.
Prep fire the 768 at my squad.
Which squad? Your half...
My half squad, yeah. This squad fires at him and does nothing.
No effect.
Another one moves forward.
Moves.
Mm-hmm. You throw a nice white phosphorus attempt by a assault move and a...
Yeah, to no effect, as it turns out.
And I wasn't defensive firing because I was holding my fire from here because I was worried about the attack that was about to develop. Oh, that's right. You start the tank. I tried to make a tank hunter hero and fail.
Yeah.
and then I take a close combat reaction fire attack. But because you've spent a start movement point.
Motion.
You spend a start movement point, so you're non-stopped. So I get a +2 immediately. So I need like snakes to do anything to you with the half squad. I should have just chucked the demo at you as a defensive fire option.
Move out.
Drive up onto the hill.
Drive onto the people.
Freeze me.
I didn't have
I made a tank. Yeah, I made a tank hunter hero, and you bogged, didn't you?
Yeah,
I immobilised you. You moved in there.
Me on top of it.
You bogged on the trench, and then I blew your track off with a tank hunter hero, which was not enough to kill you. So yeah, I think at that point, maybe so I'm first fired.
And you're reaction firing me
with my reaction fire attack. Yeah. And so I suppose this is very important for people who haven't played a lot of caves. This is an option that you get if you are in the same hex as a cave and you have a demo charge and you want to place it. Do you want to talk about it? Or?
Basically you get above the cave and you can climb down and attempt to place your demo charge in the cave, which is a lot easier if there's no Japanese in it. But they can't defensive fire you from inside the cave.
No.
So this is my best shot at blowing up caves. So I managed to get him on the climb counter, and he successfully places his demo charge, which is basically on a 1 to 3. Okay, there it goes. I get the other guy over on Sugarloaf onto his climb counter, and he also successfully places his
demo charge. The important thing about it is it's hazardous movement, and I don't think you get any TEM for it, right? So if that smoke that I placed myself was not there, I might have got a decent machine gun fire shot out of this cave at him. Or vice versa, when this guy was doing it, I would have got some kind of shot out of the 9-1 and the light machine gun in here. They're not great shots, but if they're down 3, because it's hazardous movement, you don't get the TEM, I've got a leader in there, it becomes a much harder proposition. So that's why that smoke placement was a big error from me in the game, I think. No, and it was a good move from you, especially considering what a struggle you'd had to try and get demo charges with half squads in the right place at the right time. To finally pull it off on turn 5 was effective. And
so
get both of them in.
The whole point of playing this game was doing that.
Yeah, exactly. So, it was good. It was well played. Wow. And, it's one of those things, isn't it? 50-50 chance, and you got both of them. You can see games which are so frustrating because you do all of that and then you gap both of those rolls at the end of it. But that's ASL, I suppose. But, 2 nice moves there. Then what else happened after that?
Flooding up the hill.
Flooded up the hill now, yeah. And there's nothing really I can do at this point. Okay, so at this point, the sort of all my fears had come home to roost, really, which was an awful lot of infantry on the objective and me with not many options to stop you.
You do get your DC.
Did I throw it at you? I think I threw it at you. I threw it at you in defensive fire. Because I threw the DC at you.
I'd been a bit shit over there at that point, I think.
Well, you tried all the right moves, getting the white phosphorus on me, the prep fire. That squad over there was super tough. He shrugged off a lot of attacks.
He did well.
But by this point, it was a bit of a sideshow, wasn't it?
Yeah, I rolled 3 very bad morale checks.
Yeah, that's right. And I was okay, I think.
You were fine. No, only one squad broke.
The squad and the leader.
I've got a pin guy in there.
Yeah, and he pinned. Right, so then we went to the advancing fire phase, and I think this is where the DCs go off.
Yeah, DCs go off in advancing fire phase.
And you rolled a 5 at that point,
which
is I think what you needed, wasn't it?
Yeah, you need a 5 to
You need a 5 or less to destroy the cave if it's occupied by a Japanese unit at the point you place the DC, which is what you've got. And if you do that, it destroys the cave and eliminates all the contents. So I lost the 9-1, the light machine gun and a squad and the cave all to that DC placement attempt.
Yeah.
Boom. Which was very stylish because we've played. I mean, I guess we haven't played a lot of cave scenarios, but to see that come off finally was quite cool. I thought it was very cinematic,
right?
Although annoying because I was the Japanese. But yeah, it was good. That was good. All right. So what happened after that?
The other one goes off.
Yes, doesn't
destroy the cave, but it breaks your guy breaks.
Yes, he stripes, doesn't he, in there, or breaks because he's a
breaks.
Oh, he's a half squad. Yeah, he's a half squad with the mortar. Yeah, so he breaks. And importantly, I suppose, from a victory point condition, you have destroyed one of the caves. So now, if you control both of the trenches, you win the scenario. Yeah.
Which, looks easy peasy at this particular point.
Yeah, because I haven't got much to stop you.
So, yeah, after the caves are gone, basically...
So what happens here? So
our advancing fire.
No
effect.
Okay, so I assume you hadn't bounding fired me then, because that's the tank.
I haven't. Yeah.
Right.
Routing. And advancing down into the trenches, basically, to control the victory conditions, apart from that last trench with the tank in.
Yeah, because you couldn't get anyone in there, right?
There's a half squad, CX half squad in there.
Oh, that's right, CX half squad. Where did he come from?
Off the top of the hill.
Off the top of the hill, right, yeah, from the top of the cave, yeah.
He dies in close combat. You die.
No, what happened there was the tank killed me.
Yeah.
With the close combat, with the machine gun. Yeah, the coax. I failed to kill you, even though I got a sequential. I think I went for the infantry.
You rolled an 8.
I rolled an 8, yeah. So I only had a 1-to-1 against them. I rolled an 8. You get none of the close combat because it's your turn.
Yeah, it's my turn.
And I couldn't declare hand to hand. You obviously didn't declare hand to hand because you just wanted to tie me up. But then the tank rolled a 3 with the coax and killed the squad.
3.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I mean, we looked at if we'd done that right.
Yeah. No, it was right. It was right. I mean, the big issue was, I think that was what the conversation was about. Was if I hadn't messed all of this up and had actually
killed the tank.
Or immobilised it at least, then obviously I would not have been killed by the coaxial machine gun in close combat, which was pretty much. This was a bit of a crushing blow for me because that, every time you lose a squad as the Japanese,
you've only got 6.
You've only got 7 squads, 6 squads. You just basically your manpower disintegrates, and I hadn't killed enough of your infantry to really contest it.
Close combat phase.
Close combat phase. You killed him, so that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah. Rally phase turn 5. Axis
turn 5, right?
Basically, you've got one shot here, haven't you? And that is to kill the tank and retake one of the trenches. Is this where?
Yeah. So. Well, actually, this was a thing that annoyed me in the game. Actually, if you look at the screen at the moment, I can't see the 768 under this trench. So you'd moved him in the advance phase, I think, from here under the trench, and this guy from here to here, all of which were legal moves. It's just I didn't clock that the bloke was under the trench. Not that it makes any difference to the outcome of the game, but I remember being annoyed because I couldn't see.
Vassal.
One of the few times that Vassal, which I think is one of the most fantastic creations ever in software, annoys because you don't get a 3-dimensional. When are they going to bring out 3-dimensional Vassal? I mean, come on, it's 2025. AI was supposed to have sorted all this shit out. Anyway, right. So, what?
Basically,
not much
prep
happening in
fire.
Rally?
Nothing in Rally.
There's no one to shoot at in some respects, is there, for you? Or me, to be honest.
Well, it's your prep fire.
Yeah, and I've got no one really useful.
No, you try and shoot me out, shoot into the melee.
Where? Where is no melee? You killed me.
Oh yeah. Well, you shoot at my half squad.
That is true. I do. And you
roll a 2
on your pin check. Yeah, I didn't generate much for a shot, did I? What have I got in there? I've got the 8-0 and the medium, trying to 8 up 2s. Which, to be honest, is not gonna go well, is it?
No, that's only this half squad. The rest of the guys you can't hit.
And you've got the bloody tank in there anyway, so.
You run back into the cave with your dead halves and
disappear from view, which is another point, I suppose, which we didn't major on before. Is if there's no line of sight, you can disappear again. So this guy's gone into the cave and gone hip. Now, this was another mistake I guess I'd made. Is that I'd had this guy here doing nothing really. You know, that whole thing about him being in a position to shoot up this area, defend. You know, as soon as I made the decision not to shoot this cave at these guys as they moved over, I should have moved that guy down the trend, out into the cave complex and back into this cave complex, so I could at least try and feed people out into the melee here.
He doesn't do anything. He just comes on. So, what do? Do you create a tank hunter hero? Yeah, you create a DC hero.
I did try and create a DC hero to blow up the tank, didn't I?
Yeah, create a DC hero who becomes eliminated after taking quite a lot of fire.
Who killed him eventually?
I think it was the 768 that you didn't know was there.
Yes, I think you might be right. And you rolled like a...
Well, there's 2 in there somewhere.
That was me. Yeah, was it? It was a 4, wasn't it? 4 down 2 or something.
Yeah. And off comes the 237.
Actually, it shouldn't have been a 4 down. Yes, it is a 4 down 2 because you've got height advantage. It's not a continuous slope because of the double crest, I think.
And then somebody breaks that half squad.
Yes, and that's it, isn't it? It was this guy here, and I think I conceded at that point, didn't I?
Yeah.
Because I've just put the DC on there to show you where I had the hip DC. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a good game.
It was interesting, wasn't it? It was. We talked about it afterwards, didn't we? It's an interesting pack because it's really evocative of everything I've read and seen about Okinawa. And as we talked about, I mean, this is only the first scenario. We're going to look at some other ones, but the other ones, when you look at the orders of battle, the Japanese have so much more firepower.
Yeah.
And that's what they lack in this game, is a lot of firepower in a concentrated place. The best you're going to generate is the 6-shot, as I said at the beginning. Whereas if you've got, a cave and you've got 2 heavy machine guns in it, which is an option in some of the scenarios, those kind of shots are shots that can kill a lot of Marines. And in this, I think the Japanese are struggling to generate that firepower. Obviously, it's not an optimum setup. I had a few places where I could have done, but I think you played a really good game. You correctly identified that I'd put the DC in a choke point. This was a good move where you swung these guys round to the right, and I really didn't have anything decent to shoot at them.
Well, if you had, there was no leadership over there either.
What, for your guys? If I'd broken them, yeah.
So it was a risky move from some respects, but yeah.
Like you said, you've got to take those risks to be successful in this scenario. I mean, looking at the scenario results, I think on Raw are very pro-Japanese. So I was sort of struggling to see what I'd done wrong, really, other than maybe the position of the gun. But the gun, gun got a tank, which I think is a reasonable return for it.
Yeah, I think it got a tank.
Although, I was lucky maybe even to get that. I mean, you're worried about putting them in caves because the fields of fire are so restrictive. Maybe the gun should have been in this cave. I mean, it wouldn't have made any difference really because I broke it myself. But
yeah, I mean, if it hadn't broken, it would have been able to harass the the Sugarloaf Hill.
Yes, I think you would have had to try and push some resources to clear it, which is what this cave was supposed to help with. But
not for coming over the top of the hill. It's not.
That's the problem, right? Yeah, I mean that you're so short of caves. I mean, really, what you want is lots of interlocking fields of fire. I wonder whether these two caves are doing something like that is sensible. Although they did hold out.
You've got to put 2 caves on that hill, so.
Yeah, that's true. You've got to put a minimum of 2 on there. I mean, obviously, the obvious choices are to put 1 in there hidden, and that's all your options, isn't it? There aren't many options for hidden caves. No, I mean, you could put 2 there, I suppose. You could put 1 looking this way and 1 looking that way. I think he's just still going to come around here, clear it, and come down and, if it's obvious that's where they are. You need some defensive fire coming out this way, which is why the medium in here is not a bad option. Although as soon as he sees the cave, you're going to end up with some kind of smoke in there. And that's the problem. Once the smoke's out, your options for interdicting their approach is quite minimal, really.
I only got, I didn't get more than 1 smoke shot out of anything, and no smoke shots out of
a couple of things. Yeah,
a couple of the tanks. I think the Japanese are outgunned in this scenario.
Which is, I thought, was what you did really well, was maintain the tempo. You didn't lose sight of the fact that you had to get to the trench line, and you didn't have a huge amount of time to do it. I mean, I suppose you won with a turn to spare, but
I don't know. I just didn't think I would be able to destroy or control 3 caves, so the trenches were always the objective.
I mean, that was the other big mistake that I made, as we said, was leaving this cave empty when you had a demo charge around here. You could just run and chuck in there, which is obviously.
But nevertheless, the 12.
The 12. ASL will always bite you in the arse when you are least expecting it, or in your case, expecting it. I guess
this is going to be a 12.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks a comfortable victory in the end, but it was more difficult than that.
Yeah, great scenario. Interesting game. Lots of cave rules that are quite good. The terrain itself is interesting. I like the broken hills. I was looking at photos of Okinawa, and the broken hills it's very evident what they represent. Broken hills, broken hillsides. And you can see how it was difficult to identify what was a cave and what was just another sort of divot in the ground or, depression. Yeah, it's really interesting. And as I said, 80 years since it was actually fought as well, which is kind of fascinating. Especially I've been, listening to podcasts at the moment. The rest is history stuff is all about the end of the war in Europe. And they keep making the point that, of course, the war in the Pacific was still ongoing. And I think when this finished, they said there were 12,500 Marine casualties. So that's a division, basically, which is incredible. But according to the figures I was reading, which is on Wikipedia, so take it with a pinch of salt, Japanese military casualties on Okinawa were 120,000 men.
Fuck.
And 40-odd thousand civilians. It's an absolute bloodbath. But interesting nonetheless. All right, shall we call it a day there then?
Yeah.
Good game, well played. Congratulations. That was good fun. Okay, everyone. That brings us to the end of this short series on caves. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you thought it was useful. Tim and I enjoyed playing it. I can recommend the Bitterest Day pack. As I said, I think it's a very evocative pack and provides some interesting terrain combinations with terrain outside of the usual sort of dense jungle environment. Although I know there are some traditional geo-board scenarios that use board 25 and some others, but it's a great map. It's a great set of scenarios. We did try and play the second scenario actually, which was interesting because we abandoned that after turn 2. Some of what I thought might happen came home to roost in that the Japanese have considerably more firepower and the Americans got much more chopped up on the approaches. So if you have any experience of playing that, I'd be interested in hearing any feedback on your experience of the pack or other scenarios in it. Anyway, a recommended, at least from us from the first playthrough. If there's any interest, I may do a short series for the channel on caves, how to set them up, some of the specific rules, rather than just a replay, but short snippets going through lines of sight, how to deploy them, and some of the key rules about attacking and defending from them. I still think they're really interesting. I know a lot of people, including some really good ASL players, don't like the rules, find it difficult. I think they are another string to the sort of complexity of ASL. You know, another feature in this kind of very rich system that we've all come to love. I can recommend them, I think, and I think one of the things I would say is Vassal's a great place to play them because it handles a lot of the bookkeeping for you automatically. Anyway, hope, as I said, that you enjoyed that. Catch you in the next one. Cheers.
Great job, Phil and Tim. Well done. And I definitely echo the aspect of using Vassal for cave scenarios. Now you're doing a cave scenario soon.
Yeah. I feel really bad. I keep meaning to get back to the guy, and I haven't got back to him. I've just been really, really busy. So, but yes, there is a cave game coming up.
Okay.
And I shall report on that when I play it.
And this has given you extra incentive to play.
It has actually. Yeah. And actually, you know, I'm gonna watch through Tim and Phil's game again, actually carefully, because I think I might pick up quite a few tips watching that.
Good stuff.
And I mean, I've had a tutorial, so I've been taught the rules. I'd already read the rule book, so I had an idea. But you know, there is a little bit of nuance there.
Yeah.
And it'll be a good primer to watch this through carefully. Yeah.
Good, excellent. Okay, well, again, thank you, Tim and Phil, for all your efforts and bringing us that scenario. If you guys want more of a deeper dive into different scenarios and potential rules, rule kind of, I don't know, cul-de-sacs, if you like, maybe Phil and Tim are the guys to take you down that cul-de-sac.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll be seeing them in Blackpool in November.
Yeah, I don't think Phil is going. Maybe Tim will turn up. I don't know.
I might drop him an email. Yeah.
We are going to play. We're going to go to. So it's the Bound in Fire tournament in Blackpool, as you mentioned. So Simon Staniforth does a superb job in corralling everybody up and getting everybody playing play-tested scenarios for Bound in Fire. Nice, because no one has to feel like they have to prepare very much for those scenarios. So you can kind of turn up and just play. And you can always blame the scenario, can't you? You can always blame an unplay-tested scenario. I mean, I know these scenarios are quite far down the line, but it's always a nice out, isn't it? Especially if your side loses every game, you know, that's been played across the tournament. That's kind of fun. Now we are not going to be doing that, are we? What are we going to be doing?
We are going to be playing a campaign game.
We are.
And this is from, is it Creep? Oh, no. Remind me what it's called.
Chef de Pont, I think.
Yes, that's right. We're playing the Chef de Pont campaign game. Yeah.
We were going to play.
Which is quite playable, isn't it? It's not humongous. It's so I think it'd be very easy for us to get through it, I think, in the time.
We started off with Festung Budapest, and then we kind of scaled back down again, didn't we, to Chef de Pont.
The thing is, we bit off more than we could chew last year, didn't we? Where we went to play last bid or first bid or one of the bids.
And yes, exactly that, but it was amazing to put it out and set it up and to see the scale of it all. But this one, I think our aim is to. I think you and I both got friendly games with other people on
Wednesday night, which is the first day, isn't it? And then we've got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and potentially Sunday morning if we haven't finished. But I think we'll have finished by Sunday morning.
Fingers crossed. I've literally had, like, for the last month, because I played the first scenario just to get an idea of what the scenario looked like. I've got the 4 German tanks that I was a bit nervous about sitting on my desk because I thought, I'll get them out. And but there's nothing to be. These are captured French tanks that the Germans kind of kept in, I don't know, warehouses for a whole bunch of time, and then suddenly brought them out at the end of the war to defend France from. So that's that.
That's right. Yeah, brilliant. I'm the Germans, I think. Is that right?
Yes. guess.
Yeah.
So yes, we're gonna. I think that's the plan.
Yeah.
Next up, we're going to do the rules. We're going to talk about the Bocage rules suggestions from the Aslock, Steve Plaver, Mike McGrath kind of suggested rules. So I'm going to pick those up, and we're going to have a quick look at those. Okay, so these rules are all to do with the Bocage, and I will struggle to give a meaningful kind of comment on any of these, really, because I guess I don't really understand Bocage enough to know how much of a change these really make.
Sure.
Number 20, all units behind Bocage may refuse wall advantage even if no positive terrain. Therefore, all units wanting wall advantage behind Bocage need a wall advantage counter, not just those with enemy units adjacent. Okay, I guess, does that make a big difference? I mean,
I think it's quite a big change, really, isn't it? Because this is the one where you can disappear.
Right.
Because you're in a build, you can say I'm in the building, and you behind Bocage you disappear. They can't see you
if you're not adjacent.
Unless you're adjacent.
Yeah.
Or you can take wall advantage, and you get the +2, but you are visible.
Right.
So I think being able to disappear like that in any hex is quite a big change.
Okay. The next note is just saying that the bog DRM should be +2, which should be on the charts, which is fair enough. Bocage defensive fire concealment loss. So infantry conducting defensive fire using inherent or any other weapons do not lose concealment if all enemy units trace their line of sight through a Bocage hex side. Now that's interesting, isn't it? No concealment loss for firing. I suppose that does make it a better defensive terrain.
Makes it better, yeah.
So I think I suppose the problem is defensive fire is also used by the attacker.
Yes.
Obviously on their turn, if you like, or, on the defender's turn. So because it's quite easy to gain concealment from attacking, behind Bocage, sometimes defenders are pulling back and suddenly you're gaining concealment. If you are using defensive fire to then not lose concealment again, I suppose you'll lose that eventually when you start moving through. It almost feels like there needs to be another term where because we don't have anything really in the rules. Once the game starts, once it's literally started, you don't really have a difference between the defender and the attacker, do you? Like it's the rules are treated the same for both.
Yeah.
In a way, potentially, this feels more apt if it was just the defender, like the scenario defender, as it were, rather than the player whose turn it was for defensive fire. But, I mean, I guess that's that. Bocage crossing concealment loss. So infantry crossing, even if you use assault movement or advancing non-breached Bocage, if the destination location is in the enemy line of sight and the moving unit does have the benefit of Bocage. So infantry. Oh, so they lose concealment. So basically, if regardless of what I was going to say jump into a woods or building, but then the exception is entering a woods or building.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess if you assault move across a Bocage hex side in line of sight, you're going to lose concealment, I suppose.
Yeah.
Seems okay. I mean, I don't know really.
No.
And that's it really for Bocage. I don't really know what to make of those. I suppose maybe that's okay. Maybe that makes big changes. I don't really know.
Yeah.
Do you feel anything?
Yeah, I think the open ground one is definitely big because the stone buildings in the woods behind Bocage become really important positions because there's only a few of them. Now all of a sudden, every hex it's possible to prep fire and disappear.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think you can defensive fire and disappear, can you? But with this, you can defensive fire and still keep concealment.
Yeah.
It makes Bocage much better for defense. I think those rules all together. It's even making it harder for the attacker because you're coming through you're losing concealment coming through the Bocage when you might not have done before.
Right.
Is that right? Is that what they were saying?
Yeah.
And there's another one as well. There's another 24 is foxhole, right? So foxholes and crests. So the one movement cost for exiting a foxhole is not applicable. A unit leaving a foxhole is subject to any. Okay, yes. So presumably that's if you're behind botcage. Is that right?
I think this is just separate.
No.
I think this is separate.
Oh, it's totally separate. It's totally separate. Nothing to do with botcage. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay.
So basically you can just leave a foxhole without spending the extra one. I think that makes foxholes a little bit more reasonable.
It means that you can escape from them, doesn't it? When in your movement phase without being fired at, and that's the whole problem with them, is that you can advance out of them, but you've got to survive your turn.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And I guess we can finish up with 25 as well, if you like. The row houses. So units in adjacent locations of different row houses may form a fire group.
Oh.
Now, I hadn't realised they couldn't.
No, they can if they're top to bottom, if they're above each other, but not if they're adjacent like that.
No, but this is two different buildings. So.
Oh, okay. Units in adjacent locations of different row houses. Maybe. Well, that just makes sense. Yes. I thought that they could. I thought it was only if they had the black bar they could.
Yes, agreed.
So that makes sense. That just seems to bring the rules in line with everything else, and probably how most people play it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Oh, well, there we go. That's those guys caught up.
So regarding bocage, number 20. This is interesting, and I'm not sure this is actually going to work very well. This is the one about mandatory wall advantage, one bocage. It says all units behind bocage may refuse wall advantage even if no positive TM terrain exists. So, firstly, this would lead to counter bloat, because every single unit next to a bocage hex side would have to have a wall advantage counter on or not. So suddenly, you're you're gathering a lot of those counters. That's one thing. The second thing is, my understanding is that these rule changes are meant to make bocage more effective for the defender, okay, which it was. But it occurs to me that this could well benefit the attacker, because, say you got the Germans behind a bocage line, right? The Americans march up to the opposing bocage line. Now, normally in a scenario, the Germans can open fire if they want, can't they? Okay, yes, the Americans get the benefit of being concealed, right? But, the Germans at least get to fire first. However, in this one, the Americans could march up behind the bocage line and not claim wall advantage. Therefore, my understanding would be the Germans don't get to shoot. Okay, the Americans don't either with these rule changes, but at least they've got up to the bocage line safely, and then they could advance over, can't they, or the end of their phase claim. So anyway, that doesn't necessarily benefit the defender. So I'm not sure that that's what they wanted, and I'm not too keen on counter bloat either. The next one is about bog DRM. That's not a huge one, is it? It doesn't really matter that much. Just tidying up the rules. Then you've got the other big one, and I like this one. Number 22, the bocage defensive fire concealment loss. So that the Americans are advancing up to the line, say, and the Germans in defensive fire phase get to shoot, and they are not automatically revealed. I think that's quite a good rule. But then again, what are they going to shoot at if the Americans don't claim wall advantage? But yeah, I think this pushes the rules into the favour of the defender. So the defender gets to shoot without being revealed, which I think is good. And then 23 is the Bocage crossing concealment loss. So basically, whenever you cross that non-breach Bocage hexide, you lose concealment, pretty much, unless you're entering building woods or smoke. So I suppose, what does this mean? You're going into some sort of grain or something, so you will get revealed as long as someone can see you. I'm not exactly certain what one of the sentences means when it talks about if the destination location is in enemy line of sight and the moving unit does have the benefit of Bocage. What does that mean? Does have the benefit of Bocage? Had wall advantage over it? I'm not exactly certain what that means. So I suppose, this is a sensible rule change, isn't it? It means the Americans can't just. I keep saying the Americans, but let's stay with that. The Americans can't just then advance across Bocage into the grain and stay concealed. Okay, they'd automatically become revealed, which is because it's such a dense barrier that you can't really you can't creep through it. You have to virtually bash your way through. So that makes sense to me. I haven't got much more to add. I think it would be interesting to play some Bocage scenarios with those changes just to try them out. I'm kind of tempted to do so. But that's it for me for now.
Right. In other news, David Garvin did get in touch with us for the Mannerheim Cross prize giving that we did. So congratulations to David. He has a pack on the way from Bound in Fire. So congratulations. The other thing we need to talk about is new patrons, and I am going to pull them up right now to say thank you. Nelson Iodada, Grant Hewitt, MDHS2K. Thank you again for all of your supports. You guys all should have the extra graphics on the Scenario Archive now, which include the cow graphics, which I know Reed Hutchinson was keen to add. So thank you, Reed.
Excellent.
The last thing I want to do as well is just to give a shout out to the top contributors from the last month of the Scenario Archive. So let me just do a little report. And so by far in the last month, Reed Hutchinson has been doing many updates. Jim Hoxley has also done a few. Michael Bongiovanni, Sean Haynes, and Lionel Collin has also done a few bits and pieces. But Reed, you've done 20 times more than the second most biggest contributor this month. So big thank you to Reed for all his work. I know he's tirelessly going through scenarios, adding vehicle graphics to a lot of these scenarios. So big thanks to Reed. I had a couple of communications from people this month as well around solo plays for that are logged on the archive. So one player was telling me that there's a little bit of a problem because if you try to log a solo play and you use yourself as the opponent, then technically do you win or lose the scenario? And the problem here is that in theory, if we are logging plays made by your opponent, you're going to get double counting because you have played yourself and you've played twice, you've won one, you've lost one, but you've only played one scenario, if you like. And then the harder question is do you say that you've do you count it as a win or a loss depending on how you count that scenario? Anyway, so there was that kind of conversation I was having with one of the players, and then another player asked me almost a day later, literally one day later, why have we got solo plays in the balance? They shouldn't be logged in balance. So I'm interested in people's thoughts about that. At the moment, solo plays are valid.
So I think they are valid for trying to judge whether a game is balanced. I mean, this one situation where you categorically know that one player isn't better than the other.
Exactly what I said. Exactly what I said. That
It's interesting. I mean, it shouldn't count twice, I suppose. Well, it wouldn't count twice anyway, would it? It would only count once. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But for their own personal record, it sometimes counts if they include duplicates. Not
of course, yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
But it's an interesting point, and I did point out the fact that the opponents are equally matched. Although, as we know,
they also know where each other's hit counters are.
Well, that's very true. That's very true. Although I've played scenarios against myself, and what I've done is I've put a hip. Let's say it's one hip gun. I put it in 3 places, and then if it would want to fire, I make a roll of the dice on a 1 or a 2. It will fire, and it just keeps going until it gets revealed. So it may be there, it may not be there. That's the
excellent.
That's the way
Excellent. That's a good idea. So I suppose it's not very often I play on my own. I find it really dull playing on my own. But when I do it, I tend to be doing it in order to sort of like I don't know, almost as a practice of the scenario to kind of see how it goes. So I kind of go, right, that's probably where I would have put the gun, and I then act as though I don't know where it is. Yeah. But it doesn't really matter because I'm just trying to work out. I'm just trying to understand the scenario for my own purposes.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, all right. Well, Martin. So until next week, we've got the catch up of all our semi-final games.
Hopefully,
I think we're both playing ours tomorrow.
Yes,
so that's what's going on there. Anything else from your point of view?
No, I think we're all done.
You're all done.
I've got someone coming in a minute to. I'm going to help them with some IT problems.
Yeah, you're the man for that. You're the man.
Worst possible person to ask, but I'm better than the person on their way over.
Good stuff. All right, guys. Well, thanks very much. We hope to get a copy of the journal. I hear there's some rules changes potentially in that, so we'll talk about that soon. Other than that, until then, take it easy.
All right. Take care, all. Bye-bye.